right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I know I didn't mention that on the other channel. I'm actually 10% Irish, so happy St. Patrick's Day. So, you all seen the title of the video. Um, I made this video for anyone who you feel like you are doing everything right. You are doing visualization practices, you're doing your affirmations. Um, you're doing all of the things possible or that you feel possible to manifest everything it is that you want, but nothing is happening. Okay. There's no signs, there's no shifts. It's just crickets. Okay. And so, pretty much what this video is going to uncover is what is blocking your manifestation. And the answers honestly might shock you. And this is because most people are actually pushing away what they want to manifest without realizing it. So, let's go on ahead and let's get into what I believe are the seven things that you really need to implement when it comes to you manifesting. So, the first thing, you are manifesting from a place of lack and not abundance. Okay, this is very, very important. So, essentially, the problem here is that you are focusing on what it is that you don't have. And when you are focusing on what you don't have, that keeps you stuck in a lack mindset. So when you say things like, I need more money, I want love in my life, I hope this happens for me. I remember one of my exes, I used to always say, I hope this works out. I hope I get this. I hope this doesn't happen. And he used to always tell me, hope is for suckers. He used to always tell me that hope is for suckers. And that always stuck with me because it's actually very true. Because when you're hoping for something, you are essentially in your head mentally rolling the dice on if it's going to happen or not. You're not putting yourself in a predicament where you know it's going to happen. And so, what's happening is that the energy behind that thought process is coming from an area of desperation. And essentially, what happens is you are telling the universe, I don't have this. And so I don't really think I'm ever going to have this. And then guess what? The universe is going to mirror that energy right back to you. This is how a lot of people get stuck. In 9 to 5s, especially now in the economy, everyone has like two, three, four, five jobs. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that there are actually a lot of people who their first job is a job that they really don't like. Their second job is a job that they really don't like, but they need more money. But in reality, the money that would be coming from an area that they would like for it to come from, they don't believe that it's possible. They don't believe or see the vision for themselves where I want to do acting. But I don't really think I'll be able to do that. I really need money right now. And so essentially what happens is you start making decisions from a place where you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like it's not possible for you to be able to have those things. And the energy that you're sending out will come back to you. So how do we fix this? You have to shift into an abundance mindset. And so instead of focusing on what's missing, you have to act as if it is already yours. So instead of saying things like, I need more money, you should say things like, I am open to receiving money in all forms. Money loves me. Money tries its hardest to find me. Money is always actively thinking of me. Money begs to be in my hands. I am a magnet for healthy, fulfilling love. I trust that my desires are already unfolding. So essentially, telling yourself that this is already happening as opposed to saying that You want it to happen. You need it to happen. You hope it'll happen. And so you have to visualize yourself being the person that has what it is that you want already. And so the version of yourself that has these things, you have to question yourself and ask yourself, okay, how does this person think? How does this person act? How does this person feel? And you have to start embodying that energy now in order to get closer to manifest whatever it is that you want. The next thing is your subconscious beliefs are blocking you. So the problem with this is that your conscious mind is saying that I want success. But if your subconscious mind believes that rich people are greedy, love is always going to lead to heartbreak. You're not smart enough to be successful. I'm not pretty enough to be online. I'm not smart enough to start that business, et cetera, et cetera. Then that means that your energy that you have subconsciously is resisting what it is that you want. Your subconscious thinking literally runs 95% of your life. Okay. So, those deep, dark, hidden thoughts that you have about yourself, your fears, your secrets, those things that you really have a hard time confronting and accepting, if that does not align with your manifestation, then what's going to happen is that you are going to self sabotage. So if you do not train your subconscious to believe that you're smart enough, money is a tool, money doesn't just only belong to greedy people. Okay, you can be moral and you can have money, you can be a good person and have money. That is going to pretty much train your subconscious and retrain your thinking. And so, pretty much to fix this, you need to reprogram your subconscious. And so, you can do this in a multiple of ways. You can do this through shadow work. So, you can write down your limiting beliefs and ask, where did this come from? Is this really true? A lot of this is based off of our parents and just societal conditioning. A lot of people think that money is bad because society tells you don't be greedy, your hard work will pay off. And really in reality, you only see people that have money, they tend to do really, really bad things. And so essentially you're thinking, oh, well, if in order for me to make money, I have to do all of this. I have to, engage in this type of, activity. So you need to ask yourself, where did this mindset come from? If you are not naturally a confident person, who nipped away at your confidence? Was it your parents? Was it a coach? Was it a teacher? Where did this limiting belief come from where you feel as though you are lacking, where you cannot achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve? The next thing is having affirmations. But more importantly, is having affirmations with emotion. Okay. The one thing about affirmation is that you cannot just say them, you have to feel them as if they're true. Okay. You have to really, really train your subconscious to believe that it is true, because at the end of the day, that's energy, right? The emotion behind the affirmation is essentially the energy that you are transcending to that affirmation in order to potentially and create that manifestation to happen. The next thing is subliminals and hypnosis. You can listen to subconscious reprogramming while you sleep. So you can sleep to different types of affirmations. You can sleep to all this stuff is on YouTube, by the way. You can sleep to certain frequencies that can like calm you, that can reduce your anxiety, that can have you more in a more relaxed, more happier state, more positive thinking state. And the biggest thing, a tip that I have for you is that whenever you have a negative thought that pops up, Do not fight it, okay? Don't fight the thought. The thing about it is that thoughts, it's like waves in the ocean. The waves, the wave comes in and then it reduces, and then another wave comes in and then it reduces. And so your thoughts really should kind of ebb and flow. You really shouldn't have a thought and then try to like hold on to the thought and then like sit and wrestle with this thought. You need to replace it with a positive one. Okay. So if you say, you know what, I'm so stupid, instead of getting mad, oh my God, I just called myself stupid. No, you just say, every day I'm learning what I need to learn to get better. If you're trying to study something and you feel like you're not catching on quick enough, you might feel stupid. You may tell yourself that you're stupid. No, the reality is I'm doing what I need to do to gain knowledge in this area every single day, and I will get there. Okay. Within day after day, I will get there. So now you're replacing your negative thought with not only a positive one, but it's actually the truth. You are learning something and you are allowing yourself the time and the space to be able to master it. The third thing, you're too attached to the outcome. This is probably the biggest issue with most people when it comes to manifestation. As humans, we fear the unknown. We want to know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, who's going to be there. And so what happens, the problem with this is that when you are obsessing over when, how, or where your manifestation will show up, you're actually pushing the manifestation away. So doing things like constantly checking your bank account. And even I'm guilty of this. You know what I mean? I have this platform. I also have my platform, my Queen Sovereign channel. And I literally have to tell myself, quit constantly checking the app to see how many subscribers. Quit constantly checking the app to see how well a piece of content is doing. Just let it do its thing and check it occasionally. Don't obsess over it, because that's going to make the process go slower, because you don't believe that this thing can happen. That's why you keep checking it all the time. When you're doing things such as over analyzing every text from a partner, you're constantly going back and reading and reading. Okay, well, does this mean that he likes me? Does this mean that he doesn't like me? And you also feeling frustrated when nothing happens instantly. I would say for me, this is probably one of the biggest issues that I suffer with when it comes to being too attached to the outcome, and really feeling frustrated when nothing happens instantly, and kind of gauging myself, well, how long is it going to take? It should be happening faster. And then also comparing yourself, your progress to other people's progress. Oh, well, they lost the weight quicker, or their social media platform grew quicker, and yada yada yada. And so essentially, what you're doing with this energy is saying you don't trust the process. And essentially, what that does is that blocks the flow of energy to allow this to happen. So even me myself, I made like a deal with myself that after a certain time, I would just quit checking. Like, I would quit checking YouTube. I would quit checking the app to check in on how I'm progressing in my analytics and things like that. I just went ahead and I stopped. So, how do we fix this? Okay. You have to detach from the outcome. The biggest thing is that you have to trust how the universe is handling it. And you have to trust that the universe is doing all the work that the universe needs to do. Okay. The universe has you. Okay. The sky daddies, whatever you believe in, it's got your back. Okay. Also, you have to understand how to stay in receiving mode. Okay. So instead of worrying, you have to focus on feeling good. Allow yourself to just sit back and receive what you need from the universe. Okay. The universe is going to give you every single thing that you need. Next, you have to act as if it's already done. So, if you had $1 million today, would you be stressing over money anymore? Probably not. And so you have to step into that calm certainty. You may have a bank account, and your bank account might be dead empty. It honestly may be dead empty. And you have a car note coming up, you have rent coming up, you do have things that need to be getting done with this money. And instead of you freaking out, This is when those miracles happen. Maybe you had an old job and maybe the job had a lawsuit, or maybe they realized that, they didn't pay you all of your money. And so then, boom, you end up getting sent a fat check, a $3,000 check because, years after the fact, the company realized that they were shorting your paycheck. And then, boom, you know what I mean? Now you have one less thing to worry about. So, you have to shift from thinking that I hope it happens to it's already mine. And that confidence is what's going to attract it faster. Detachment has helped me tremendously. Yes. And color magic. You have on that money green to magnetize. Yes, exactly, girl. Exactly. All right. The fourth thing is that you are not taking inspired action. Okay. One of the biggest misconception with manifestation is that you can just think about it and then boom, poof, it's gonna happen for you. It's even in the Bible, right? Faith is a worker, and that's pretty much how it is with manifestation. You have to back your manifestation with actionable change. Manifestation is a co-creation. If you are just wishing and waiting and you are not taking aligned action, you're not meeting the universe halfway. The universe is always trying to be in alignment with what you're doing. But if you are not doing your part, you're not meeting the universe on the same frequency in alignment to be able to work together to get what it is that you want. You also have to do what is necessary to create whatever it is that you want to manifest. So, doing things such as, you want more money, but you're not trying to learn a new skill. You want more money, but you're not trying to seek new opportunities to make more money. You wanting love, but you not opening up what your mindset is to love. Love doesn't only have to come from men. Men can come from animals. Love can come from you pouring into a passion. Love can come from the relationship, from a friendship, a family. It's not only just with men that you can have love. You have to open up your mindset on what love is and what that looks like. And then also, you wanting to be successful, but you are procrastinating on your goals. There were things you told yourself that you were going to do 3 months ago, and you haven't gotten it. You haven't done one single thing to put yourself in the predicament to allow that to happen. And so the fix for this is that you need to take inspired action. Okay. I'm telling you, the universe will give you nudges. You just have to follow them. You really, really have to learn how to pay attention to the signs around you and what you are feeling. Next, you need to move in alignment with your desires. Okay. If you want to be a millionaire, you got to start making decisions like one now. You know that saying where they say scared money don't make money? That's what that is. People that are millionaires, people that have a lot of abundance, it's because they're willing to take risks. It's because they are willing to invest and bet on themselves. The difference between people who are very wealthy and people who are just kind of average and, middle class people, they believe in themselves. So if you talk to someone that has a lot of money, they understand that even if I lose all of my money, I will find a way to make it back and then some, you know? And then next is be open to unexpected paths. This is very, very important. Your manifestation may come in a way you didn't expect. Okay. I always thought I was going to be an audio podcaster, because for a long time that's the type of content that I would take in. I would occasionally I would watch YouTube videos and things like that, but I did have a lot of questioning centered around myself and the editing and not feeling like I knew enough and not feeling like I could present myself well enough. And so in my head, I always felt like I was just going to be an audio podcaster. And so I tried that. And something internally just told me, you should be in front of the camera. And so I was like, okay, I feel it. I'll go on ahead and go in front of the camera. I went on TikTok, gained a large following on TikTok, and then now I'm here on YouTube and I'm doing and now I'm doing the same thing, right? So the vision that I had in my head, it did not go that way at all. Even the type of content that I thought that I was going to be making, I ended up not making that type of content. Even the I wanted to cater to everyone. I didn't really foresee myself catering to women, but through life experiences and, through certain signs that the universe was giving me and just the nudges here and there, things started to make sense. And so what I did, I just walked the line that the universe, the path that the universe pretty much created for me. So one thing that you can ask yourself daily is, what's one small step I can take toward my goal today? The biggest thing with actionable change is that too many people look at the big picture and then they get overwhelmed at the big picture instead of just going ahead and trimming down that big picture into very, very small actionable steps. That way, things will be palatable, things will be easier. You won't be so overwhelmed. The next thing is that you're not in the right frequency to receive. And so the problem with this is that you have to remember that everything is energy, okay? If your vibration is low, so your main emotions are things such as fear, doubt, frustration, you can't attract high vibrational things such as abundance, love, success. You always have to remember that the vibration in our vibration and within our energy, the frequency that you're met at, like meets like. So you have to make sure that you have your energy in alignment with what it is that you want. And so there are multiple ways that you can raise your vibration. I've said this before, but gratitude. I want you to focus on what's already going well in your life, okay? You might be behind on a bill or two, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got shelter, you got a way to transport, you got a phone that's still working. Um, so you have to focus on those things to increase your energy. If you keep focusing on, I don't know where the money's going to come from, I'm freaking out, my bills are late, my credit score is going down, I don't know what I'm going to do, that's fear, that's doubt, that's frustration. So therefore, you're not going to meet yourself with an opportunity for you to even make more money because the money doesn't want to meet you. The money doesn't want to meet you. It's not ready to meet you because you aren't receiving yourself to allow it to want to meet you. The next thing is meditation and visualization. So you need to see and feel your manifestation as real. Meditation can be very hard at first. It is very hard at first. I'll be honest with you. And the reason why is because it requires you to be still and it requires you to be at peace with your thoughts. And you have to train yourself to, when you have a thought, let the thought come in and then wash the thought away. And with the world that we live in now, we are consumed by distractions. This thing being the number one distraction, the goddamn phone. Um, all the social media apps. You're driving, you got to stay in traffic. So now to get you through traffic, you have to make sure that you have a certain song playing, a podcast playing, yada yada yada. We are always filled with distractions because we don't want to sit with just our thoughts, our mind. And so meditation forces you to do this. And once you get really, really grounded in a meditation practice, you can start doing more you can start doing specific types of meditations to get you towards whatever it is that you want to manifest. And while doing this, you also can visualize whatever it is that you want to manifest. I know it's very cliche. I know it's very, yeah, it's very, very cliche, but that, if you can see it, you can believe it. Anything that you can visualize is indeed possible for you to do. Um, there is a free app that helped me begin my meditation practice 1 year for free for new members. I use Insight Timer. Insight Timer does have I use Insight Timer. They have a lot of free meditations on there. You just, if you want to give a donation, you can, but most of them are free. And then also they do have like a meditation timer. So if you don't want to, if you've graduated or you don't like the guided meditation, you can literally just pick what sound you want to listen to while you meditate. And then they have like a timer for however long you want to meditate for. And then next, surrounding yourself with positive influences. Okay. you have to protect your energy from negativity. The thing with ascension and the thing with self mastery that a lot of people are not willing to accept is that it's lonely. Most people are not self aware, and most people don't want to do the work that is necessary to become self aware. Most of the time, everyone wants you to be at their same level. And so, when you are going into this type of spiritual awakening and you're really trying to improve yourself, you are going to find yourself losing friendships, removing yourself from certain situations, starting to be more of a recluse. And that is good for you. Okay. I know it doesn't feel like it is, but that is good for you because you cannot grow in an environment that is harmful to you. A plant can't grow with salt in the soil. It's not going to grow. If the crops are going to die if that happens. And so you have to think of it in that way when it comes to who you're surrounding yourself by with and how they are going to facilitate your growth. And if they aren't, you have to be comfortable with walking away from those people. And so, one thing to do is to start your day positively by, saying an affirmation about the day. So, today I am open to receiving amazing things. And then watch what happens, and pay attention to your day. Well, what amazing things are you receiving today? You might get a compliment at work. You know what I mean? You may have someone buy your coffee for you. It'll be these little things, and you'll start noticing, oh, wow, like it's very, very small things, but you'll start noticing when you start your day like that, the signs will be there that the universe has heard you loud and clear. Here you go. There you go. Number six, someone mentioned it in the chat. Um, you haven't let go. Okay. So the art of detachment, you refuse to let go. And the problem with this is that you're holding on too tightly to your desire. You're holding on too tightly to old beliefs. You're holding on too tightly to an old lifestyle. And so when you constantly check, you worry, you obsess, over if your manifestation is going to happen, what you're going to have to sacrifice, what you're going to have to give up. You're sending out the energy of doubt and lack. You are essentially telling the universe that you are not ready, you are not prepared, you are not where you need to be in order to reach this next level. And so you have to think about, I like to think of it about like ordering food at a restaurant. Do you keep bugging the waiter every 5 minutes, or do you trust that your order is being prepared? Do you trust that they are doing what they need to do back there? Because technically, they could be doing anything back there. They could be spitting in your food, playing in your food, dropping your food, and then preparing it. There's so many things that could be happening, and you're not even thinking about that being a possibility. The same thing applies to manifestation. When you obsess over when, how, if it's coming, you're signaling to the universe that you don't trust it. And one of the fundamental things with manifestation, you must trust that what you want is working for you to receive it, and that what you want wants you. I always like to remind myself, what I am seeking seeks me. What I am seeking seeks me. And then just some signs too. Um, when you're in situations with people and you have to over explain, you're over apologizing in relationships because you're afraid of losing someone. It is because you are afraid to detach. You are afraid to sever this tie because, well, we've been friends for 15 years. They've done so much for me. They've been there for everything. And you have to, realize, you know, uh, pretty much for a reason, for a season. Nothing lasts forever. And people do run their course in your life based off of what lesson and what value they needed to have in your life at that given time. And it is okay for those people to not come with you. It is okay for those people to not reap those benefits. And you will see this, especially with people that gain notoriety, people that become very famous. they won't have the same relationship. They won't hang out with the same people. And if they try to bring, what happens if they bring those people from the old version of them and they try to have them be a part of what they have now created, what happens is what usually happens, that person ends up betraying them. And the reason why that person ends up betraying them is because they were not necessary to come in this next phase of life to you. They were supposed to be back there in the old phase of you. Okay. Also, you changing your manifestation methods too often because you're scared it's not working. You need to stick with one or two things and trust that process. Okay. And keep hammering down on that process. And how are you going to fix this? How are you going to be able to detach and trust the universe? This doesn't mean that you stop wanting it, but you shift into a state of certainty rather than worry. And so instead of thinking, I hope this happens soon, you have to shift to, I know it's already mine. And what I want is going to arrive at the perfect time. I'm going to get whatever I want when I am at my best and when I am ready. This is so important. I had to distance myself from the energy vampires when I began to ascend. Nothing against them, but I had to put myself first. Exactly. And I do think that the most important thing is for it to just not be something that, it doesn't have to be an internalized thing. You can still respect the people that you need to sever ties with. It's nothing personal. It's just they can't come with you. They can't go on this ride with you to the next level. And thank you, by the way. So also distract yourself with things that bring joy. Okay. If you're having fun, you're vibrating at a higher frequency in most cases. And this will allow you to manifest things a lot more effortlessly. I'm dealing with this right now. It feels like I'm judging them, but I know the way they are living doesn't mean well with what I'm doing. Exactly. And you have to understand that you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel bad for wanting to like sever ties or distance yourself. Listen, I've had to do it with friends. I've had to do it with family. I mean, there literally was times where I blocked my mom, I've blocked my cousins. Because at the end of the day, like where I was in that point, I just kind of felt like they weren't in alignment with what it was that I was trying to do. And so it's no diss to them, but at the end of the day, you have to look at it like this. I have things to accomplish. I have a life and I only have one life. And so within this one life, I'm going to do everything possible that I can to accomplish everything it is so that I get every single thing that I want. Because the biggest thing is that you're going to die one day. We're all going to die one day. And what always keeps me aligned and what always keeps me together is to always remember that one day I'm not going to be here. And one day I'm going to look back at my life and I will have to do an audit of my life and look back on decisions that I made and choices that I made. And I will have to reflect on if I was happy with those choices and decisions. And I'll never look back at my life and be happy with the fact that I chose to have a mediocre life. I chose to have a comfortable life because I cared more about making other people comfortable as opposed with honoring what it is that I want and what it is that I want to do. And so the biggest thing is that you have to remind yourself that the universe works best when you let go and you trust, not when you micromanage. Well, how is this person going to feel about this? And I hope it doesn't hurt this person's feelings. And I don't want to neglect them. And da, 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 da. It's not about them. It's about you. They got their own life to live, just like you have your own life to live. And it's not our responsibility to live the life for another person. You have to live your life for you. The seventh and the last reason why you're not able to have your manifestations come into fruition, you're ignoring the signs and the synchronicities. So the problem with this is that the universe is always communicating with you, okay? Through numerology, through music, through movies, through names. It's so many little intricacies. I promise you, when you really pay attention, you will see the signs that the universe is always talking to you. If you are too busy doubting, second guessing, you're not paying attention, you're not aware, you actually might be missing out on the clues that could guide you toward your manifestation. And really sitting down and thinking, oh, okay, I've seen that sign. I've seen this sign. Like, for instance, me, I've been seeing 777 so much lately, like so much lately. And that's a really good indicator for me to show me and prove to me that I'm in alignment. I am on the right path. I am doing what it is that I am supposed to be doing. And that as long as I follow this path, everything it is that I want, everything it is that I know that I deserve, I'm going to get it. And so signs and synchronicities come in a whole lot of different forms. Like I said, angel numbers appearing repeatedly, song lyrics, they feel very specific, or it's playing at a certain time, or it has a name, or the artist has a certain name that matches with another name. A random person mentioning exactly what you were thinking about, or maybe you thought about a person and now that person has decided to text you. They have texted you for a reason. Okay, they could give you clarity, they could be a resource, they could be someone that could give you advice. And then also unexpected obstacles that will redirect you to something better. I feel like this is a very, very important sign that a lot of people overlook. And the reason why people overlook it is because we always like to relate the outcome that we want in regard to what is working for us. And at the end of the day, the things that are working for you are always not going to be what you want. You always have to remember the universe is working in the back. Okay. So essentially, you have to think of it of like a musical or like a play. So, you're sitting in the seat and you're watching the musical, right? But in the back, you're able to see the production, but the people in the back, they have a whole crew in the back. They're moving all of the props, they're doing all the changes back there. And so essentially, that is the universe. The universe is the crew in the back that is moving everything for you. Okay, and doing everything for you. And sometimes those little things may work out. Oh, well, am I going to have the costume change? Where's the person? And then boom, they come out right on time, and then everything is okay. So you have to understand that everything is happening for your benefit, whether you understand it, whether you like it, it's always working out for your benefit. And as long as you trust the universe, you'll be able to look in hindsight, because hindsight's always 2020. You'll be able to look in hindsight and you'll be able to laugh and you'll say, oh, now I know why that happened that way. Now I know why that outcome happened that way. Instead of being frustrated and angry over the fact, well, I got fired, or my boyfriend broke up with me. It all happened for a reason. But if you are not paying attention, you may think, oh, well, it's just a coincidence, it's no big deal, or be angry at what the outcome was. And if you're not paying attention, you will ignore your gut feelings because they don't match what you expected. The physical proof could be there, but your feeling doesn't match with the physical proof in front of you. So that's a sign there. This What you're feeling should always be trumping what physical proof you have. Always, always, always. And then you will end up, when you're not paying attention, you will also resist change. In order for you to manifest the things that you want, you have to be adaptable. You have to be willing to put yourself in situations that are not comfortable, situations that you did not foresee yourself in. In order for you to have the life that you want, you have to become a new version of yourself. And that means planning yourself in a different place, talking to new people, reinventing yourself, opening your mind, changing your mindset. The universe's job is to create a path for you and you walk down that path. That's the whole point. So how are you going to fix, you ignoring the signs and the synchronicities? You have to start tuning in to the messages that the universe is sending to you. I like to write my synchronicities down. Okay, I do. I like to write the date, the date that I had the synchronicity, and write it down. It could be a dream. It could be something that you wanted and you dreamed it. That's a synchronicity. It could be a number. That's a synchronicity. You could speak someone up and they called you. That's a synchronicity. Over time, you're going to start seeing a pattern, and you'll be able to take information from those patterns that you've seen over time, and you will start seeing the bigger message. The next thing is to follow the nudges. If something unexpected happens, do not resist it. Do not meet it with fear. Do not meet it with frustration. Ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? What information or what lesson do I need to learn from this situation? And then next, you need to say yes to aligned action. Sometimes the universe is not going to hand you what you want, it's preparing you for what you want. So if you keep getting signs about a new opportunity, like let's just say you have to move across the country, you know what I mean? So let's say that it's a career path that you want to go down, right? And you're like, gosh, I live in Florida, but the opportunity is in California. And then you're like, but I don't want to move to California. And then you get the same opportunity, and that opportunity is in Washington. And then you get the same opportunity, and then that opportunity is in Colorado. Those are signs that's leading you to the path. You need to be on the West Coast. There's something else there on the West Coast that will be able to give you something that here in Florida cannot give you. Okay, you have to be in the environment that the universe wants you to be in order for you to be able to receive. And so I just want to go over some final thoughts before we close this video out. So the final thoughts of you pretty much aligning yourself, trusting the universe, and then doing aligned actions for what it is that you want to manifest. Okay. Manifestation is not about forcing things, it's about becoming the version of yourself who will naturally attract what you desire. And if something isn't working, you have to check in with yourself and ask yourself a couple questions. Are you embodying the energy of what it is that you want? Are you trusting instead of micromanaging and trying to control every little thing, every little outcome, every little ins and out of the situation to try to get what you want? And are you paying attention to the signs leading you there? The reason why that term free spirit, I'm a free spirit means I am letting the universe and I am letting the signs guide me and lead me to wherever it is that I want it to lead me to get to where I want to. You don't get to come up with your game plan on how you want things to work and then give it to the universe and say, hey, universe, this is how I want it to go. This is when I want it to happen. Make it happen. It doesn't work that way. You tell the universe, hey, I got it already. It's happening for me. And the universe says, okay, bet, let me work on this and let me make sure that this happens for you. So always remember that the universe always delivers. You just have to be in alignment, and you have to trust, and you have to act to be able to truly receive what the universe is going to deliver to you. So that is it for the live stream today. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this was very helpful to you. And yeah, manifest and do what you need to do, and just trust and believe that the universe is working very, very hard to give you what it is that you want, what you need, your desires, and all of the things in between. And let me read this. Yes, I've been guided to listen to only women artists. Whenever a song comes on that's by a man, my spirit is like, hell no, never had this happen before. Exactly. Your body knows what it wants to listen to, what it wants to watch, what it wants to take in. You just have to listen to it, and pick out why that is, and align your energy with that. So that is it for today. And I will see you all next time. Bye.